as you can see, I'm back and out of hospital.
How
I think I
are you
did well last
feeling?
week.
You
Tired.
did. Yeah.
So tired.
I was
As
thoroughly impressed that you showed up last week. I'm sure the listeners also were, and watchers.
But-
If you're a watcher, you would have seen
especially
him.
the watchers, because the listeners just thought it was a normal podcast. The watchers saw a half-dead man in a hospital bed.
Yeah.
But Dan rescued me from hospital when I got out. And as he knows, he brought me back to his place and then I just fell asleep. He could have done anything to me and I
Matt,
would not have known.
For a day and a night. Yep, you didn't know. You had
I was going to
no
say,
idea.
yeah. He did do anything.
You might be pregnant now. That's what I'm going to say.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
But yeah, I just slept because it's like every 2 hours they check your blood pressure. But then on the last night, when they slowly take me off the ketamine, they have to change that every hour. So if
They wake you every hour.
They wake me every hour to reduce the dosage down, so it's not like don't have withdrawals when I come off. So it's just every hour. So it's just there's no sleep for a week.
Wow.
Isn't that what they do to prisoners in Guantanamo? They wake them up every hour?
Yep.
You didn't
Give
spill
him
the beans,
ketamine
did you?
treatments.
Yeah, they give them lots of ketamine.
Nothing.
They call it the Matthew Perry. Too soon? No, apparently not.
No, I'm better
I
than
laughed,
Matthew
I
Perry.
guess
We've
not.
proven that now.
Well, that reminds me of something else that is apparently not too soon to say, but I'm going to leave that to the after party.
Oh, God.
Oh,
All right.
God. So, did I miss anything fun? Because all I did in hospital was watch terrible shows I've seen a million times.
Things
all
have
I
been
did
a
at
bit
home.
Things have been a bit slow, I guess, maybe because it's come to Christmas. I think the big game news, which I didn't put it in here because I don't know a lot about it. You might know more, Luke. Was it those that big hack at Insomniac and all that stuff?
Yes.
And I don't want to. I know people are complaining. Don't give it coverage because it, encourages people to do this, but it's worth mentioning, I suppose.
Yeah, so the because they're making the new Wolverine game.
Yes.
And the hack which is not coming out till next year, but the hack they managed to get like a bootable copy of the game.
Oh.
So
Yeah, and also a bunch of personnel records, like
Oh, so this is a proper hack. A hack and a
Yeah, oh, yeah.
theft. Yeah, right.
this
It's
is-
not
this
just some
wasn't a
mischief.
leak.
Yeah,
Wasn't a leak,
okay.
it was
and an attempt to extort money in exchange for not sharing the
right.
contents. Yeah, it was one of those.
Wow.
But I think the thing I'm liking is a lot of companies just going, nah, they're not paying anymore.
No, that's right. Yeah, I think they released a
Yeah.
statement that said, "Yeah, we know it's got personal stuff in there, and that's a shame because it's going to be out there."
Enjoy my dick.
Because it's the only way to sort of really
So you just
combat it.
wanted to throw that in there, did
Yeah.
Because I know of a few companies, I forget which ones, but they've had leaks and have gone, well, you can have the company stuff, but we'll buy back the personal data. But
Yeah,
it's still gone. They still have it. It's not like they're the most honest people in the world.
and it's weird. It sucks, right? Because you've got like if you're going to blackmail a company like that, and they go, "Nah, don't worry about it," and then like it's like, well, do I release it or not? Kind of.
Yeah. There's no point now
Yeah.
other than to teach them a lesson that they should have
But I guess
given
if you
into
don't
me.
do it and you never do it, then you're never going to get companies to pay you because they'll be like, well, they don't. If you say no, they don't do it. So
Maybe they'll start targeting the individuals whose personal data they have on an individual level.
I hope
Oh,
not.
they've already sold that data.
I hope not. Yeah, unfortunately, that's probably true. Anyway, yeah, shitty. So let's say Insomniac they did the Spider-Man games, right? So and they're doing a
Yes.
Wolverine one, which I guess would be a similar style. I haven't looked at any of the stuff
Well,
because I didn't.
Are
want
we not going to be
to
able to play it because it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive, or is it just going to be
PlayStation
exclusive to
exclusive.
this one hacker's house? Are they just canning it now?
I
Remember
have
when
PlayStation.
Tarantino's script got leaked online and he's like, well, guess what? I'm not making the fucking movie now.
But then he did.
Was that, it was
was
Hateful Eight or
Hateful Eight.
something, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
They're still releasing this game because it's pretty much finished, but it is a PlayStation exclusive, which is why I haven't really been keeping track of it. But evidently, the bootable copy out there will only work on dev kits, but that'll only take a little bit of time before.
I do have a PS5. I just never use it. So
Can I ask a question of you two? Wolverine is everyone's favorite X-Man. He's maybe my fourth or fifth favorite.
He's
I
not my
never
favorite X-Man.
really understood why somebody like Gambit was never done properly.
Gambit was my absolute favorite when I was a kid.
Same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they were going to make that Gambit movie. Remember?
That's
They
right.
were going to, and also wasn't Gambit in one of, not the X-Men movies, but wasn't in the Wolverine, one of the Wolverine movies,
Yes.
there was a version of Gambit.
Yeah.
But he just wasn't right. He just wasn't
No.
a fucking smart-ass Frenchman throwing playing cards.
Yeah, it was the one. I think wasn't it the same one that Ryan Reynolds was Deadpool, but it wasn't Deadpool. It was
That's
thing.
that's
where
right.
it's
So
just
was
like
that?
weirdo
Yeah, I
Deadpool.
forget which one that was.
I think. It was
Yeah, let's not talk about that. He
Origins?
doesn't like to.
That was a
Yes.
terrible movie.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was always Gambit. And then as I got older, I kind of like Magneto. Like, I think he's an interesting villain.
I completely agree. But I will say, I think they did Magneto justice in the X-Men movies.
Yes, I think that
Magneto
probably triggered me to
was
think.
done perfectly.
Like the nuance of that character was lost on me as a kid, but as I get older,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's interesting because he's
And
a
that
villain. but
first
he's-
scene of X-Men 2 where he's in the concentration camp and he's using his powers to fucking
yeah,
bend the gates in.
and he
Amazing.
becomes a prick because he's like, no, we can't trust these fucking people. Like,
And he was right. And that's the best villains, are the
Yeah.
ones that are technically right.
Like he wasn't evil just for the sake of being evil, and that's why I think
No.
even the Spider-Man movie, where what was his the villain's name in that?
not Willem Dafoe, obviously.
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of, the Green Goblin.
No, of the
He
new
had a
one.
point, guys. He had a point.
Of the new ones. What was it?
Wait,
Doc Ock, Alfred Molina.
Not-
No, fuck it. I've got arms. I'm going to use them.
No, he's
The
thinking
Tom-
of the new ones, the Tom Holland
The
ones.
new ones, the Tom Holland ones,
Michael Keaton.
where Michael Keaton, like the reason
Yeah.
why he became evil
Oh,
because
yeah.
like, he had the contract, he
got
brought
fucked
all
over,
the
yeah.
people in, and then just got screwed over, and then
Yeah.
that let
Yeah.
him down.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more nuanced than just like.
Yeah. Well, the Black Panther, first Black Panther, I had no interest in
yeah.
seeing the second Black Panther, but the first Black Panther, I was like, guys, I think I'm siding with this guy.
Almost to the point where at the end of the movie of Black Panther, I'm like, that's how we're leaving that? Like, we're going to, like, yes, he went too far, but he had a point.
Yeah, he wasn't wrong. He just,
he was just,
there was just some
went,
criminal negligence.
Yeah, he went overboard. But then it's just,
Yeah.
like, now back to status quo. And it's like,
Yeah, that's right.
okay, that's how we're leaving that. All right.
Speaking of how we're leaving things, Luke, I don't know if you know about this, but Matt, I'm certain you do. Do you guys know about The Snowman, the Christmas cartoon that plays every year in Britain with a little boy whose snowman comes to life? It's a silent movie.
Oh,
It's half
sure.
an hour long.
Oh.
David Bowie does the little intro when it plays on TV. I watched it in the UK as a kid, and I've just as a tradition, I've watched it every year. Dropped off the radar, and now I put it on this morning because I thought, oh, Harper would like this. She sat there mesmerized by the whole thing. It's beautifully done,
really?
beautifully animated, beautiful music. But this little boy who builds a snowman, and then he goes on a magical adventure with him at night, and then the next morning he comes out, and the fucking sun's out, and the fucking snowman is dead. It's
Yeah.
just a fucking hat on the ground, and then they just slowly pan away as the credits roll over sad music. I was like, fucking what?
I bought a Blu-ray of all the Rankin Bass stuff because Lyra
Magnificent.
expressed an interest in Rudolph because she
Sure.
has
Yep.
seen that Rudolph, that particular Rudolph.
Yes.
is still
Yeah.
around even if the movies aren't so much. So I bought this Blu-ray and I said to her, "Which one do you want to watch?" And she pointed at Frosty the Snowman, which is actually a cartoon, not
Oh, sure,
not motion
yeah.
animated.
Oh,
We put it on, and it was
right.
interesting because they're so old that they are like clunky, especially for kids.
Yeah.
Kids stuff now. It's
Yeah.
like pow, 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 constant
yeah.
stimulation
Very
stuff. So,
kinetic.
yeah, and for her, I think this is rough. But it was funny because she was like, we were sitting there watching it, and she was pretty into it. And then she was like, "I don't want to watch this." And I was like, "Okay, I'll turn it off." And she was like, "Hang on." And then we watch a bit more. And then she goes, "No, I don't want to watch it." And I go, "All right, turn it off." She
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, no, don't turn it off."
There's something about it. There's something
Yeah.
holding me back.
Yeah,
there. What
it's
is
almost
it?
like if you weren't overstimulated with fucking puppy dog pals and shit, she might actually,
Yes.
she might
Totally.
like it. Yeah.
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 Well, Luke and I put on. Is it called Young Jedi's? Tales of the Young
Oh yeah,
Jedi's?
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. And it's, to be honest,
bad.
it's less offensively overly kinetic than the Clone Wars is, because that's what I can't get into the Clone Wars. Too many fucking lasers going around, too many sound, like it's just too many
Yeah,
cuts.
yeah.
This one is for younger kids, and it was not bad.
And Harper was liking it, even though she kept saying no.
Yeah, we're like, so you like Star Wars now? She's like, no.
No.
That's for
Take her
nerds.
eyes off the screen.
We did watch for a while. Lyra liked the Lego one. But the plot device of that is it's always C-3PO going about some mundane task. And then he goes, that reminds me of a story. And then he just starts he's at the shop or he's on the bus and he's like, let me tell you this story. And then it's like some flashback to
Really?
what happened.
Okay.
That's something that happened in the original trilogy, but in Lego form.
What?
But it's just kind of
I
narrative
haven't
device.
seen this.
Where it's
Sounds excellent.
3PO boring people on the bus.
Where can I watch this?
It was on Disney
Be on
Plus.
Disney.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give it.
I forget what it's called.
One thing I
Lego
saw on
Star
Netflix
Wars
that
or
I thought
something.
you would like, Matt. Have you seen An Alien Christmas?
No.
Okay, do I need to say? Do I need to even tell you what this is, or are you just going to watch it? No, unfortunately not. But it's we're scrolling through because Netflix has just a Christmas menu now. You can just look at Christmas stuff.
Yeah,
So
we've been
I said,
watching
let's-
stuff on there.
Yeah, same. So we're just scrolling across, and then there's this one that's just a fucking alien head, like a green, or a grey with the big eyes and a wreath, right?
All right.
And Harper's like, alien. Yeah. Okay, so it is fake stop motion. I assume it's not real stop motion. It looks like stop motion, but I assume it's CGI, right? Because it's a little
Right.
too polished. And it's obviously very, very influenced by The Nightmare Before Christmas because even the music sounds a little bit Elfman-ish.
Okay.
But the premise is that an alien comes to Earth and like just really gets into Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
It does say it's stop motion, so it might be real.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, it does? It does say? Okay, maybe it is, and they can just do a great job.
I mean,
If
I'd
that's
say
the
it was
case,
too if I made it and it wasn't, though. Because that's kind of
also true.
the
Yeah.
style.
Yeah, you could say that any frame by frame
I was going to say
media
South
is
Park
stop
is
motion.
stop motion, technically, I think, right?
We've got some stop motion. Some stop motion news. Some South Park news.
I know. That's why it's on my brain, I think, because I saw it in there. Yeah, we've been watching Christmas movies on Netflix. We watched one the other day. There's a phenomenon I've noticed with these, singular. I've noticed with these that a lot of them are Christmas movies in that they take place around Christmas. But
Yeah.
the
And-
plots
and have
have nothing to do with Christmas.
Sure.
Well, isn't it a lot of them is just the whole thing is that's the reason for someone to go back to their hometown?
It's a romantic comedy that just happens to take place at
I see.
Christmas.
Right,
And in some cases, like there's one which we watched the other night called Christmas in the Vineyard or something. It's irrelevant that it's Christmas. Completely
Okay.
irrelevant.
Yeah. I think if you add the word Christmas to something, you must just get a guaranteed audience, you know? Like
Yeah.
it's like putting tits in a trailer.
But it's almost like they just threw lines in too, because there's a bit at the start where it's about this guy who works for a big wine company and he gets sent to investigate this estate that's like the guy who owned the vineyard died or whatever, and the estate is up for sale, and he gets sent. His mum, who owns the company, sends him to look at it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll take a look at that next year, or whatever." She goes, "No, you got to go now," and he goes, "On Christmas Eve," but then he goes. 2 weeks pass, and it's still not Christmas.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, so I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah. They're not the
Lazy.
Christmas movies I'm watching. I'm watching
No.
The Grinch and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just going to watch the holiday special. That's my Christmas movie.
Yes. There's
Perry Fractic's
I
done a
was gonna
4K remaster of that,
Yeah.
so
I
you
do
should check that out.
I do skip the sort of the first half an hour though.
Oh, you don't want to
watch
see
a
an
hard watch.
old, like an old
granddad.
Wookiee jerking off to porn?
Well, no, it's just that the whole start of the movie is just there's nothing in it apart
Yeah.
from the jerking
There's
off.
something in it.
so weird.
People that haven't seen it are like, I wasn't going to watch it, but now I want to know if it's really an old Wookiee jerking off.
An old Wookiee just in the middle of the
It's
lounge room
fucking
just
weird.
watches some porn.
It's super weird. It's super weird.
On Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life Day.
Life
Sorry,
Day,
guys,
yeah.
Life
Holiday special, not Christmas special.
Look,
yeah.
I've got some Star Wars stuff for us.
Oh.
We don't have to do
Wow.
it now, but we could if you
Oh,
guys
I
are
wanna
up
do
for
it.
it.
We
Wow.
can. I don't see why not.
It is Christmas. This is our Christmas episode. This episode will come out just after Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Next
Matt,
week.
tell us about the Yule log, and then we'll go into some Zwart Pit.
Yeah. Well, it's I did make a Yule log for yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah. I make one every year now. I did not dress up
Do you
in
hit it with a
blackface
stick?
and
No, you didn't?
Yeah.
Waste
No,
an
no.
opportunity.
No, I'm not Dutch. So if someone questions me, I don't really have that to fall back on. Oh, it's just a tradition.
true.
It doesn't mean anything. We don't hate
Yeah,
them. It's nothing
it's not
weird
your
like
tradition.
that. Yeah. No, I've got some Star Wars Christmas trivia. It's a quiz.
Fantastic.
Star Wars Christmas trivia. And at first I was like, what has this got to do with it? But it does have a subtle Christmas. They've tried.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, that's all right.
All
Well, I
right.
don't do great at Star Wars trivia at the best of days, but let's have it.
All right. So the first question. In The Empire Strikes Back, what is the name of the hidden rebel base?
It's Christmas themed. Rudolph.
Okay, multiple choice. Is it Home 1? Is it Echo Base?
Echo
Or
Base.
is it Tranquility Base?
Echo Base.
Yeah, that certainly
Echo
rings
5
a
to
bell,
Echo
doesn't
7.
it?
Hello, buddy. Hello, buddy. Can you hear me?
There you go.
All right, we're going to find out at the end, apparently. All right,
Oh, okay.
we're locking in Echo Base.
Lock it in Echo Base.
All right. When Luke senses his friends are in danger, Yoda
How Luke
tells him...
or Star Wars Luke?
What's that?
This Luke?
I see.
Yeah.
When Luke senses his friends are in danger, how erect does he get?
Yeah, very
That's
erect. Yeah, no, as erect as he can get at his age.
With his treatment.
Yeah,
When Luke senses his friends are in danger, Yoda tells him that he sees what? Is it
I can see your penis.
future, the present, or the past?
I mean, it's easy to see the present. I can see the present.
Is
I'm
it the
gonna
ghost
say
of
future.
Is it the ghost of friends future, the ghost of friends
Yeah.
present, or the ghost of friends past?
I'm going to go future.
It makes sense that he would see the future, but that seems too easy now. Maybe he can see the past. No, he can see the present. He can see what's happening elsewhere
present,
at
you
the
see.
same time.
See, here I am.
That's not a present. Oh, it's for you.
I watched a YouTube video the other day that just popped up, made me laugh. It was just someone who's edited Yoda to speak normally.
Oh,
But like his voice, but just put back in normal order.
Yeah, it's just edited so that the words are in the right
Fantastic.
order. Yeah.
I mean, the further you back you go, the
Yes, I
less
know.
backwards he talks.
He didn't talk like that in Empire Strikes Back. It drives me.
gonna ask-
Once or twice
one of the-
for,
it's just
for
one of those
dramatic
things-
effect. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things Lucas bought into for some reason. Like,
if Dan is
did.
going with different answers to me, I demand you open another tab and we have separate. We put.
oh, okay. What are we going with for this one then?
Because I want to go with future, and Dan is saying present, no past. I forget what Dan
We
was
can.
saying.
I was saying present, but if we're going to go, oh, is this one where we're supposed to confer on? Oh, then I'll go with you because I was just being contrary.
Or do
We'll
we
go
have
I
to
guess.
second take?
Look, I mean, technically, I'm not seeing the answers either at this point, so we could just all like. I mean,
Sure,
we've done
just
quite a
it's
good job
free-for-all.
of talking.
Yeah, and
this
then we can
through.
just sum it up at the end. We'll remember
Yeah.
what we said.
I think
Yeah.
it's future, to be honest.
I think it's future.
The future you see. I think that's what he says. All right. In The Last Jedi, what is the surface of the planet Crate
Salt.
covered in? I was going to say, you'll remember because what's his name?
leak.
Gareth Edwards tells you what it is in the fucking
Yeah,
movie.
it's salt, by the way. It's not snow. Looks
Oh.
like snow. It's not.
That's not actually not one of the options. The options are snow, minerals,
Oh,
or
come
soil.
Is
Yeah.
it salty minerals?
Yeah, it's minerals. All right. When Luke Skywalker's hologram is hologram? Why am I talking like that? When Luke
Cultural
Skywalker's
British.
his hologram is played for
His
Jabba the
hologram.
Hutt in Return of the Jedi, he refers to R2 and 3PO as
These droids, these two droids.
a present, a prize,
gift.
or a gift.
A gift.
Gift.
Ho ho ho!
A Christmas present, he specifically says.
The thing that's scary about this quiz now is it through The Last Jedi, so there's not going to just be.
Yeah, in episode 12B of the Clone Wars, not the good
God.
Clone Wars, but the shit one.
I should have checked that. I should have checked whether there was. Yeah. All right. On the ice planet Hoth, what is the name of the creature Luke Skywalker rides?
Right.
Not Carrie Fisher.
Oh. Not even Leia, Carrie Fisher. She's like, when you're doing me, I'm out of character. I'm all me, babe.
It would be a Tauntaun.
Correct. I don't. Oh, he hasn't told me that. I just know that it's correct.
Yeah, I don't remember him riding the Wampa.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it dragged him, presumably. Back to its lair.
It rode him, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
we assume that's what happened after he blacked out.
See, I always thought that was a kid too, but I never wanted to say anything. Like, we all know what it did to him, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You don't kidnap someone and take them to the lair to not molest them, right?
Yes.
Why would you go to that effort if it
I thought
wasn't
this guy
sexual?
smelled bad on the outside. All right. Boba Fett takes Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt. What is he encased in?
Carbonite.
Okay, there's 3 options.
I
Carbonite,
wondered-
permafrost,
Yeah.
or Durasteel.
Oh,
know what it is.
fucking Durasteel. Do they actually say carbonite, or do we just know that from books?
No, they do.
I think
I
they
do. He says carbon freezing in Empire when they do it, but
I think
it
they
could be
do
in
that.
Someone says
subtitles
he's
from
encased in
Jabba.
carbonite.
oh yeah,
Should be
sure.
quite safe.
Did you say
That's
someone
something.
and then did a 3PO accent?
Yeah, 'cause-
like you're
well,
still
yeah,
not
yeah.
sure who it is, but
Someone
who said this? R2, do you know?
Goodness gracious me! I am C-3PO, human cyborg relations. Who is that? When Luke is sent to Tatooine, while Luke is sent to Tatooine, Leia is sent to the snow-capped peaks of which planet?
Alderaan.
Dantooine.
Alderon's not there.
The base is on Dantooine. Yeah, it's Alderaan.
Yeah. Wait. What?
Yeah.
When?
This is episode 3 when they're split up and Luke.
Yeah, when Luke gets sent to
babies,
Tatooine, Leia gets sent
and
to
then Leia gets-
Alderaan.
Oh.
Does Bail
I see.
Organa or
I
Doctor?
see. Yes, of course, Alderon.
What is the first name of the best pilot in the Resistance?
Wedge.
No, it's not an option because he's not in the Resistance. He's in the Rebellion.
Oh.
Oh.
Is it? These are 3 options. Is it Bo, Doe, or Poe?
No. They don't even give you other characters it might be.
No.
Wow.
All right.
Wedge is the best Rebel Alliance fighter, by the way. And actually, Wedge was in the Resistance at the end of the movie, so I still say Wedge is the correct answer.
Oh, you're
but
right. He was.
Maybe Poe was
too.
better than him. You don't know that.
No,
So this
Maybe
quiz is
Bo
the real
was better
loser.
than him.
quiz is wrong.
In
The
the Phantom
losers
Menace.
are the cinema-going audience. Oh, yeah. Case in point. Go on.
In the Phantom Menace, young Anakin Skywalker asks Padme if she is a what?
Slut.
Angel?
Yeah, I agree with Luke, but also he probably did ask her that too later.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
I think he
anecdote?
asked her that when they were on Mustafar, right before he fought.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I mean, by then she was
He
pregnant
certainly
with
thought
his
she
child.
was.
So, yeah.
No, he thought something
Yeah.
was going on though.
Yeah, she liked to
Yeah.
be choked. She wanted it. Did you hear Natalie Portman had said that when she was on set for like the first or the second movie that she was in, I forget which one, like the royal family visited. They must have been shooting. Oh, I guess Elstree in England, right? And apparently
Oh, yeah.
Charles was like, "Were you in the original Star Wars?" And she was like,
No.
"I'm 18. That was,
Yeah.
that was years before I was born."
Yeah. She said she.
And then Prince Andrew was like, "Did somebody say 18?"
Too old for him. Too old for him.
Recently, she said she'd come back and do some more Star Wars, which is on brand for Disney. Just
Yeah,
dragging everything back out. Don't do anything new.
We'll get Padme the series.
We tried
But then
something new
also-
that didn't work. Let's just do something
But then,
old.
is it
Yeah.
something that Disney asked her? Is it something an interviewer asked her and she's just doing the polite answer of course, yes? Like,
Yeah, it's probably that. Yeah, like James Gunn weighs in because someone asked him and he just said, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not really worried about that."
don't really
James
know
Gunn
about
doesn't
that.
give a shit about you.
Yeah, that's right. Would you play James Bond if they asked you? Yeah, if they asked me.
Of course I
Rowan
would,
Atkinson wants to be James Bond.
Natalie Portman, James Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd watch the shit out of that, Matthew.
I would too, actually. And I was going to say, she couldn't come back, right? Because the only thing she could do is play Padme when she was younger. But then I remembered that they already had Hayden Christensen do that in numerous times.
She'd
Like,
probably
he's
do a
in, he's
better
in
job of
Ahsoka
it too.
quite a bit, right? From what I
Oh, is he?
understand.
there's one episode that he features.
Oh,
a
okay.
lot.
Maybe one day I'll go back and watch all of these that I've missed. Maybe.
From what I understand, we're getting bogged down, and I don't mean to, but from what I understand, all the Disney stuff now is too Clone Wars-ish, and I'm probably
That's
not
how
going to
I feel.
like it.
Yeah. I felt
Look,
that
I
even
did-
about the third season of Mandalorian. I couldn't do it. It was just different to the other Mandalorians.
I still don't mind. I didn't mind Ahsoka. I didn't think I would, but I did. But it does. I would probably people who watched Rebels probably would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah,
It's very
that doesn't
based
sit
off
well
the
with me.
Rebels.
Maybe if I just get over it and
Yeah, I know, but
maybe
I tried to do that too. Like I've
wish I
done that
could.
so many times.
No, there are times where I feel I'm about to nitpick, and then I stop myself and go, "It's just a TV show."
It's got Ray
No,
Stevenson
you know what
in it.
annoys me?
It's the last thing he was in, I think. So
He acted
I
himself
love
to
Ray
And he was
Stevenson.
great in it. He was
Love
great
that
in
guy.
it.
If they hadn't have done Andor, and I was just like, okay, this is what Star Wars is now. It's better than the prequels. Just accept it. But they did Andor. It was amazing. It was arguably the best out of anything that they've done since the original trilogy.
I don't
And-
know. I think the best thing they've done is a speeder bike chase in Boba Fett.
Do you mean the mods on their little scooters going at 12 miles an hour? Crashing into some boxes and being like, well, I'm out of the chase now.
How was Robert Rodriguez directed?
Fuck off.
Like, what is
Yeah,
happening?
but Robert Rodriguez stopped being a guaranteed good director decades ago.
Sure. We do have there's some Andor news too. I didn't put in there, and there's not a lot of it. Yeah. So Andor season 2 is not on the slate for 2024 at this time. Doesn't mean it's not happening. Just means that they're not going to have it finished in time, probably because of the strike and stuff.
Strike.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Hopefully
at least
we
they're
still
still
get it.
thinking about it.
Because I think with Andor was a longer series than a lot of the other stuff that they're doing, so they can get the other stuff done a lot quicker than Andor.
Well, it also is going to make
something.
them more money quickly.
Yep.
So, all right. So there's one more question.
Okay.
Question 10. What can you get a Wookiee for Christmas when he already has a what? I don't understand this. What can you get a Wookiee for Christmas when he already has a
What are the options?
comb, brush, or hat?
What is
What?
the...
I don't know.
But
Is this some
it's still an
reference I
open-ended
don't understand?
question. No, I don't
Also,
know.
I've just noticed there is literally no place here where the answers exist. So
I think we can
This
pretty
is
much...
gonna give us a score
maybe
at
the
the end.
future one.
yeah, I'm pretty sure we've got everything except that final question correct.
I'm going to go a hat.
Maybe if I click the last one, it'll show me the answers.
Maybe a comb?
What do
You could brush him?
What can you get a Wookiee for Christmas when he already has a?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Let's say it's hat. What can you get a Wookiee for Christmas if he's already got a hat? What? What can you get him?
It could be anything. What can you? Yeah. Yeah.
A comb, hat, and what was the other one? A brush.
Brush. This question makes no sense. The answer could be literally anything. What can you get a Wookiee for Christmas when he already
Thanks,
has
the
a
internet.
spaceship? Like
Going hat. It's hat.
has a what? All right, hat. Here we go. Let's
5
assume
out of
that's
10.
correct. All right. Well, I apologize for not checking that this website actually functioned. But,
No, don't start apologising to the listeners now.
I'm apologising to you
After
guys.
15 years. Oh, don't apologise to us, mate.
Yeah.
So it doesn't give a score or anything?
No, I'm going to give you guys a 10 out of 10 though, because I
thank you.
I
Including the
loved
hat.
it. I loved
got that right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
I had a
good.
great
It was
time.
good.
It's
Many
Christmas. I'm
Blossoms
spending
died
time with my friends.
trying
That's
to
what
make
really matters.
that quiz.
It's what's meant to happen on Life Day. Spend time
When
with
is
your
Life
loved
Day?
one.
Is it also December 25th or?
Yeah, it's funny that how it just
Yeah,
coincides.
that is odd, isn't it?
No, I think we made Christmas on Life Day so that Wookiees
Oh,
do
yeah.
have to change
It
their,
happened a
their
long
plans.
time ago.
Yeah, we didn't want them celebrating their pagan holiday, so we
Yeah, that's right.
we just planted
We
ours on top of
commandeered
it.
it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I guess speaking of Star Wars, Luke, you spotted this article in here before the show. I am seeing a lot of very bad reviews for Rebel Moon, which is Zack Snyder's new.
So maybe it is a Star Wars after all.
A lot of people seem to be saying it's just a really bad Star Wars and smushed with some other stuff, and they don't. They're just not understanding what the point.
But is
of
it
this
other stuff we like? Because I like Star Wars, so
I was almost like, I wonder if I like this.
yeah, that's what I
Because-
mean. If it's Zack Snyder just going, here's all the stuff I liked about Star Wars, but also with a Batman in there, and a zombie.
I hope Batman's
I'm
in there.
putting all the stuff I like in.
This could actually be quite bad, though, because Netflix went all in on this, didn't they? They've already made a sequel, and they are advertising for this everywhere.
Well, the other weird thing is, too, even before this, because this is not out yet, right? It's going to be
It came out today or yesterday.
Yeah, okay, all right. But Zack Snyder, for the last couple of weeks, has just been talking about how the director's cut is so much better. And it's like, that's a weird marketing move. It's just like, oh, yeah, it's coming out next week. That version's shit, though. So
yeah.
Has he done another 4-hour movie that he wants to do as well?
I'm going to watch this. I'm interested.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Look, Tom Holkenborg did the music. I like Tom Holkenborg. He did one of my favorite soundtracks to a movie that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. It's Fury Road.
Oh, okay. So, sure. Fury Road. I've got some soundtrack news this week, too. It's not news. I just watched something with a good soundtrack that I can bring up when we start talking about that.
Righto. Well, I mean, yeah, so this is...
I'm going to watch this. I think this looks good.
It
might not be, but...
25%
we'll if it's good or not. We'll let you know if it's good or not.
Yeah, we'll set the definitive...
It certainly looks visually striking, but his stuff always does. The problem I find with his stuff is that I get overwhelmed because it's just like constant, like beating you over the head with like, not like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Just everything's exploding and punching you.
Was his thing, and it was fresh when it was fresh. Like when he did 300, that was like I'd never seen a movie like that before because I don't think anyone had ever made a movie like that before.
Right.
But you can't go back to it and watch it now. It just looks like garbage.
I'm going to say, could this have maybe, with it being such a big thing, I think this may have done better at the movies. They're going straight to Netflix.
Is it not? I think it's out at the movies as well, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Oh, they quite often are, aren't they?
I think. I could be wrong about that.
I thought this was a straight to Netflix thing.
I must tell you, my mama, my Harper's grandma, went saw Napoleon. And, I keep telling you I want to do a podcast, Movies with Mama. Where
plane goes
just
here,
reviews.
plane goes there.
Yeah, why do I care if a plane goes here, plane goes there? So she saw Napoleon this week, right? And I was very keen to hear what she had saw Napoleon. And she's like, I can't stand that man. Why did he make all those guys go out and stand in the cold? Right? And I'm like, wait for it. I'm like, Napoleon? She's like, no, Ridley Scott.
Excellent. Oh, man.
Best review ever. You didn't have to make them all stand in the cold.
Well, look, while we're still on movies, I just saw this. So this one of the time, I really have to admit I was very wrong.
Oh.
So I said Dune was going to fail.
Oh, yeah.
Would have made the sequel. And now they're talking, there's a chance the third one will happen. Which...
Yeah. And this article, apparently Timothée Chalamet has been a little bit controversial because he's given away some spoilers, and he says here...
Oh, from a book from the 60s, sure.
That's what he said, because he was talking about it, and he was like, obviously Jason Momoa will be back if we do the third one or whatever. Which
of course,
obviously
because
he
of
will.
the Golem. Yep.
Exactly, but then he was like, it's weird because they're being so secretive about it, and then, with the trailers for these, but the books have been out there for 70 years, so it's like everybody who wants to know the plot can easily know the plot. Yeah.
If you are that invested in this because you think it's good, you've probably read the book, so it's not a spoiler anymore.
Also, that happens at the start of the third book. It's not a spoiler for that book. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like it's
literally they reveal that their evil plot is to do that within the first.
The third book a lot weirder and shoots off?
Well, it's the second book technically, but yes.
Yeah, it's weirder. And then the actual third book is fucking bizarre. I like the second book. The second book is fairly action-packed and stuff too. Paul's blind and there's all shit going on. And then the third is about the kids. And then beyond that...
What's matter if he's blind if he's just sitting in a room?
Well, he's sitting in a town being attacked at that
point.
It's
a different room.
Until he just wanders off into the desert to die.
Yeah. Spoilers. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
For a 70-year-old
And then
book.
his son takes so much melange that he becomes a worm.
Yeah.
As you do.
I think I saw someone say on Twitter
We've all been there. We've all had nights like that.
Whoever's funding these, the studio, there's someone said they hope the studio's not going to read the books. If Denis Villeneuve's like, we're going to keep making them.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, just don't read the books. It'll be all right. Yeah, just give me the money. Yeah, he said that
it's so true.
while he was working on Dune 2, he started to script Dune Messiah, and then it just kept going. So, all right, he's just going to keep making it. But he said he needs a break because it's been quite exhausting, which I bet.
He wants to do a little romantic comedy in between.
Yeah, maybe. I've never seen him do one of them. Has he done
maybe some of his early French language Canadian films that we haven't seen?
No,
I don't know. I haven't seen him either.
He hasn't made a bad movie, I don't think, has he?
Not that I've seen.
Not that I've seen, yeah.
No. But from the time he
Fucking
got
amazing.
to America to start making Hollywood movies, it's been
Sicario
10 out of 10. Arrival?
Oh, cool, yeah, Arrival. Cool. I don't know why. Cool.
No, that's the reaction
blimey,
he
what
wanted.
a fucking movie.
Blimey. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
I want to run straight up the apples and pears to see that one.
So yeah, sorry, Luke, you were wrong. They're making
I was wrong.
even
and
more
I'm prepared to
potentially.
admit that. I'm a little shocked.
Are you
I was
admitting
wrong.
it was good, though, or are you just admitting you were wrong about the box office take?
I was admitting I'm wrong about.
Have you seen it?
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, you still haven't watched it. Do you?
Very good. It's very good. Although,
It is.
I was chatting with listener Grant this week, though, and he was saying how movies are just relentless now. And he was like, I like Dune, but like you hold your breath for 2 hours while it's on. He's like, Star Wars, there's a reason that's popular 30 years, 40 years later. It's because it's just fun. You know, it's like it's got all the same themes as Dune, but just in a fun way.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's true. There's something to be said about that.
Well, speaking of relentless movies that take place in the desert, I watched Fury Road because we talked about the Furiosa trailer the other week, and there's an article, other people have said similar things to what we were saying, is that there's more CGI than we
it
would have
looked
expected.
very different.
And so I was like, there is CGI in Fury Road. I know there is. So I'm going to use that as an excuse to watch it again because it genuinely is a fucking incredible movie, Fury Road. In my
Have you
opinion.
watched the black and white version?
I have it. I didn't watch that one because...
But the color version's so beautiful.
That's
I
right.
get
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
but I don't know how I would not watch it.
I love the
blue and yellow.
Yeah, exactly. The blue and yellow just really does. That's what I'm saying. There's just so much I love about that movie.
Amazing. Not only that, I can't believe if you told me when I was a kid watching Beyond Thunderdome, which I also loved, you know, oh, don't worry, 30, 40 years from now, there'll be another one and it'll be the best.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
you
what?
want your expectations will be really low, and then like for me, and then you'll go to the movies and see it, and it'll just blow your fucking mind.
Go off. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing movie. There is a lot of CGI in it, but it's interesting because it is more subtle than it seems like the stuff in the Furious trailers. And then I watched because on the I have the discs for it, the Ultra HD discs for it, and it's got all the bonus stuff. And there's one that's called I forget what it's called, but it's like a montage of all the actual stunts that they did, right? Because it's so interesting because there's stuff that you would think if you're going to do CGI, why wouldn't you just do that CGI? But they don't. They fucking destroy these cars.
Yeah.
And then they add stuff. And like, so the main example that I wanted to mention was that, right at the end, spoilers, when Nux flips the truck, right? To block the canyon, right? It's like kind of the big action finale, right? That whole thing is practical, right? They built the fucking arch, the canyon. They got the truck, the war rig. The stuntman's in there in a fucking like cage, rolls the fucking truck, smashes the whole thing. It slides towards the camera, right? It's fucking incredible, right? It's all practical. Like really did it. Then you think, oh yeah, in the movie there's another car with the one with all the speakers on it, the speaker stacks that comes and smashes into the truck. That's probably CGI. It's fucking not. They crashed the fucking thing into the truck, right? That's all real.
Amazing.
But in the movie, they CGI'd in that the guitar goes and then the steering wheel flies towards the camera. And I was almost like, I wish they hadn't done that.
Yeah, totally.
I'm just starting to think though, like, is the Furiosa, is that sort of lots of CGI in the trailer? Is that just because, well, they're still working on it? So once we get to the movie, it's probably going to be a lot more
could be
polished
that,
and-
or it could be just like constraints, because it took him 10 years to get Fury Road made, and they shot it in Tunisia. I just don't know that he had Because he
Fine.
shot
He also
Furiosa
had
in
to-
Australia, I think.
He
The
also had to do it
circumstances were different.
during COVID.
Yeah, that's what I think. Maybe
Oh
it's
yeah,
that.
yeah. Australia, we've got sort of higher workplace health and safety stuff.
Yeah.
So no, you can't crash. Put that guy.
But then
in
also,
the
even
container.
stuff like when there's shots where, one of the cars will get flipped and fucking catch on fire, and you can see like the war boys fly off and stuff like that. And when you watch the behind the scenes stuff, that's not CGI either. They're either
Right.
dummies or there's a stuntman in the fucking
Yeah.
car. Like,
Wow.
unbelievable.
Maybe it's just the health, workplace standards in Australia were higher, so they couldn't do
be.
that.
And actually, just to say, the if you watch the behind the scenes for the original ones, he did the same shit too.
Oh,
Like, there's a
yeah.
very famous behind the scenes from, I think it's the first one, or maybe it's Road Warrior, where some guy came off a bike
Yes.
on purpose and almost died, and then it's in the movie
Yeah.
because
I interviewed Dean Semler, who is the cinematographer on 2 and 3, not on the first one, but on number 2.
The first one is a very different movie.
yeah.
It is, yeah. 2 and 3 is where it became more of a genre movie. More of
It's more like
post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
Because, like, in
it
the
is.
first
It
one,
is still
he's just-
post-apocalyptic. They say that it's post-apocalyptic in the first one, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
it's not visually
but
the same.
it just looks like the
No,
Outback.
the first
Yeah.
one is not post-apocalyptic. He's just a cop.
No, but it is though. They talk about the fact that it is set
They
after the
talk
war and
about it,
everything,
but-
but it just doesn't look the same.
Doesn't look it. Doesn't.
Yeah.
It
Well, he had
doesn't
no
feel
money for
like it either.
sets. He just dressed people up in leather and then just took them
Yeah.
to an actual town. And they just went to
Yeah.
Broken Hill and filmed it,
Yeah. Or in the
which
case
is
of
what we would have done. So
some
settle down.
characters, they just didn't have any costumes.
No,
They
no.
just-
What we would have
watch
done is we would have had
chaps.
a
Yeah.
lot of background story that made
That
a
we
very
don't feature.
interesting story that you don't tell the audience about.
Show don't tell, Luke. Show don't tell. But Semler was telling us that basically, George Miller would be like, okay, I'll tell you what happens in the next scene, and you tell me how you can film it. And he's like, okay, and he's like, okay, so this like a fucking bike goes at a car and then jumps over, and then this, and then Dean Sen was like, well, I'm gonna have to be in the car then, aren't I, holding the camera? And he was like,
Yeah.
okay. And then so they just strapped him in and they strapped the camera onto him. And at one point he was saying that because these old cameras, they didn't have monitors, you had to look through the viewfinder.
Yeah, there's amazing photos of it.
Yeah, and there's this one bit where he was in the car and he's bouncing all around, and then he comes off and he goes, oh, I got the best shot. And as he drops the camera around, he's been cut all over his eye where the
Yeah.
viewfinder was just smashing into his head over and over again.
Amazing.
But that's how you get the good shots for Mad
Yeah,
Max.
there's amazing like photos and shit. I think it's from the first film where I think it's George Miller riding the bike, and then the
Yeah.
cameraman sat behind him with the fucking
Yeah.
camera on his shoulder, like just shooting the movie. Like, it's amazing.
Amazing, right? I still think my favorite shot is from the third one where all the kids are sitting on that plane that's just crashed in the desert.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's the camera just pans all around it, and the wings cover the sun at one point, and then when it moves, the sun just streams down. It's just so fucking great.
I think I'm going to go watch them all again.
Yeah, I was
wouldn't
just
mind
thinking
doing
It's
that
been a
too.
long time.
I'll watch Fury
Been a
Road again.
very
Fury
long
Road's
time.
really good. I mean, it's got silly bits, but it's good.
Of course. But but they all had silly bits. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
It's
always
camp.
did.
It's high camp, which gave it a weird feel, a weird sense of humor. Even as a kid in the 80s, I knew it was a bit strange.
There's even bits I didn't pick up on. I don't know why I never picked up on these before, but there's this consistent thing in Fury Road where when he has the vision of the little kid, right? He sees the ghost of the little kid. With the presume, I don't know if
had
it's supposed to be
forgotten about that, actually, but
his
yeah.
daughter or the boomerang kid from, because it's all
Yeah.
vaguely tied together. He just sees a kid, and every time the kid's ghost pops up, he goes like this with his hand, and then towards the end, someone shoots a crossbow, and the kid's face appears, and he goes like that, and that bolt hits his hand instead. Oh. And it's like, it's like, yeah, like I didn't have picked up that was going on the whole time. It's interesting.
I love, though, that they don't give a shit about continuity between the films. I mean, there are
No, it's
bits
good.
of continuity, but they are just like, no, it's a legend, man. We don't know
Yeah,
what
they don't
was
tie
Yeah,
happening.
to it,
and I
yeah.
like how he came out and explained that. Like, these are just campfire stories. Like, it's,
Yeah, don't expect...
There's this guy, Max, who goes through the wasteland doing shit. Is he helping people? Oh, if it
Sometimes,
suits him.
if he
Yeah.
likes you, if he doesn't need gasoline on that day and you don't have some and he wants it.
He might help you. Yeah, it depends.
Good fucking game too, wasn't it? The Mad Max
It was a
game.
great game.
I liked that they had the guy. It wasn't him. It was Bruce Spence, his character, the
Very tall guy.
yeah. Who would you'd meet him up on the cliff or
Yeah.
whatever, and he was like he'd tell you some lore. That was cool.
Yeah.
No, they didn't make a sequel to that game, or just another game. It was a great game. I don't think it did well though.
Which is a shame because it came out. Did it come out around the time of Fury Road? Like,
No, long before Fury Road. I
then?
think.
Oh, it was before, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that helped with his push to.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I don't know whether they.
So Fury. Oh no, it did. For some reason in my head they came out at separate times.
You think?
Yeah.
I think Fury Road's older than you think.
2016.
2015.
God, that's not that long ago. Fuck.
Even
Okay,
the
Matt, just
scenes
to tie this all.
when the bikes jump over the rig and they throw the Molotov cocktails at the truck, that's all fucking real too. And then the front of the truck catches on fire and the front lowers down and they put dirt all over the front to put the fire. It's all fucking real. Like they just fucking
Matt,
filmed
next
it.
time you're in Australia, let's go to the Mad Max 2 museum
I would love to.
Where's that?
in Silverton. They've got like the cars and stuff from the original movies.
I don't know where Silverton
Fuck
is. Is that?
off.
Yeah.
What state is that in?
New South Wales.
Oh, hello.
Have you not heard about this?
Oh, dude, this whole town looks post-apocalyptic.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god, where is this? Oh, it's near Broken Hill.
shit.
Yeah, it's near
Yeah,
Broken
they
Hill.
really
Where they
do.
filmed it, like it's
Fucking hell.
They got the XB Falcon and everything. All right. Yeah, we'll do that.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Love it. All right.
Okay, I'm excited. Hey,
I
tell
didn't know
me.
you didn't know about that.
I didn't know about it.
I can't believe I didn't know about it either.
Here we go. We can stay at the Silverton Hotel.
Yep. Because there's not much there.
No. The original sequel, the original Mad Max 4, I knew guys that were slated to work on that. Do you remember when they were doing that and they were doing it up like they're shooting out on the Nullarbor plain or something? Because I knew guys that literally packed up and went out there to shoot it. This must have been 99, 2000. Why did that stop? Maybe 9/11 slowed it down because we couldn't get things.
Something
from
happened because he was also, I know he wanted to shoot Fury Road somewhere in, shit, where was it? There was a particular location, but then by the time it got all actually happened, there was like, the place was gone basically that he wanted to film. Like it had been destroyed by, or reclaimed by nature or something. I forget the specifics. But yeah, because Fury Road, I think literally took him 10 or more years to get made. So maybe that's the same movie. It's just
Wait,
You know,
what is Mad Max The Wasteland? Mad
Dunno.
Max?
directed by George
think this-
Miller.
Wasteland. It's a movie.
This is the next one.
Oh, okay. This is coming after.
Oh, but it seems
Furiosa,
like
is
they've...
it? They've got a page for it. I'm sure he'd love to do it. He keeps sequel to the film Fury.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
because Furiosa is not a sequel. It's a prequel.
No, right.
And this
Apparently
was
Chris
year before the
Hemsworth-
opening scene of Fury Road.
Is going to be in the next one. So
I
presumably his character will
see.
survive Furiosa.
But
If
Chris
that's the
Hemsworth
case-
doesn't play Max, does he? Like, there's no...
No.
Max,
No.
Max isn't in... Oh, we don't know. You haven't seen it, right? No one's seen
Oh,
this.
so
He
Yeah,
can't
so
be.
for this-
There's no way he could be. He doesn't know who Furiosa is.
Yeah.
no. So for this, since Fury Road was delayed so long, it gave George Miller and his crew time to write 2 backstories for Max and Futurosa.
Okay.
Oh.
So when you get in the Futurosa one, this would be a backstory for Max.
All right. Well,
Great.
we've got 3 of those already, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backstory. It was before any of this happened when he was just a normal cop with a wife. And it's a romantic comedy set at Christmas time. Hey, just to link this all the way back, right?
Yes.
Dean Semler, who I was talking about before, the cinematographer for Mad Max, his wife, Annie, was in 2 episodes of A Country Practice.
Oh, so we work together. Nice.
She played Estelle in a
go.
2-parter called Tall in the Saddle. I don't know whether that was the... Do you remember the name of your episode? You don't, clearly, because we
No, I
would have
don't.
found it by now.
Also, I did work on several films with Roger Ward in them at this point.
Oh, sure.
Which ties
Yeah,
me more directly
yeah.
to Mad Max. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, he's a character.
I know.
Fucking hell. he's telling me this story, and he's like, someone offered him a job, and he's like, and they argue it over money and stuff, and he's like, so I told him, I'm not going to do your film. I'm going to do someone else's film for free, and then I'm going to fuck your wife. Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, he fucking scares me, that guy. He is intense.
You watched the movie. I'm assuming it's you, Dan.
Yes, it is me. I did
Somebody
watch
Definitely
it.
not me.
I was going to say.
No, I watched A Haunting in Venice.
And I want to hear. I'm excited.
Oh, look,
hear.
I think I was glad that you had said it was not as strong as the other two.
Okay.
Because I think that tempered my expectations, because I like this quite a bit. There was a few things I didn't like about it, and I would agree it's the worst of the three.
Yeah.
And I actually went back and rewatched the Orient Express this week as well, which is great.
Yeah.
Although they drag the ending on for about half an hour too long
I think
in
Death
that
of the
movie.
Nile is my favorite of them. So
Yes,
far.
I would say that too. It's very good. This one I liked. I assume that anything supernatural suggested in this film is to do with the honey.
Yes.
That's my takeaway, right? Like,
Yes.
it's not he's good, but also ghosts are real, right? It's
Yeah, no. My understanding at the end, it's one of those ones where it's like, well, hang on, it doesn't really explain it.
But even her death at the end, I think the way we saw it as an audience, I assume is through his perception as somebody who's been poisoned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you meant to think there was anything supernatural about it.
Yeah.
He certainly doesn't think that, I don't think.
No, of course. Well, no, but he kind of pretends, well, not pretends, but he doesn't say, he says definitively all the way through that he doesn't believe, but then at the end, he's like, could be, couldn't be. So I think a lot of the stuff that I've read, reviews of people like, ooh, ghosts might be real. And I'm like, well, that wasn't my takeaway from it, but you watch your own movie, mate.
Also, it's just a movie. It's not...
Yeah. But I'll say this, and I like her as a comedian, but I think Tina Fey was
I don't
miscast.
like her same.
I
don't like her much in Only Murders in the Building, to be honest, either.
Oh, I haven't seen far enough to have seen much of her, I think. In
She's
Only
She's in 30 Rock.
but she's in the second season, right?
She's in the second season. She's the other podcast host.
Yes.
The successful podcast host.
Only Murders.
Yeah. 30 Rock I like her in. I like that character. I think she does it perfectly.
Well, didn't she
great.
write that and presumably wrote it for herself, so that makes
Correct.
sense.
Yeah. But this, I think they should have picked someone with a bit more nuance in the performance. She's just delivering lines. And she does it well, like a presenter, like somebody who has, worked on Saturday Night Live and knows how to deliver lines and stuff like that. But she doesn't do it like an actress.
But I forget this, because I don't remember specifics, but I do feel like she was an exposition machine at certain times, and it was quite obvious that she was. Because she was just like stating facts about Poirot so that the audience knew them, and it's like, who talks like that?
Yes,
like,
that's true.
and you could perform that in a more convincing way.
It was partially the script's fault, you're right, but also a better actress could have made it seem a bit more natural.
Not entirely her fault.
Luke.
Or Luke.
Or Luke could have done it. Yeah, Luke would have been great.
Yeah.
But I didn't hate it, but not the best one.
I liked the style of it. A little too many Dutch tilts for my liking.
Visually
Like, just really, but all that stuff with his perception and stuff was very, very cool. And Venice is just a cool setting.
With the
yes,
wide
it is.
lens
Yeah.
and
Super wide too. Some of those shots, I was like, I don't know how you got that shot. Fuck.
Yeah, pretty cool. Well, I guess you have to do that when you're inside a little building.
Yeah,
Otherwise you won't see anything.
True. And a lot of Rented Lips, Agatha Christie's books are set in either one building or one train or one boat. That's kind of how she.
Yeah, they cheat the train somewhat in Orient Express. Or the boat too, actually. Most of Death in the Nile.
Yes, they get off
chunk
for a
of that
while
isn't on the boat. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Evidently when Agatha Christie wrote her first book, which featured Poirot, she had him not reveal it to the characters, but reveal it at the trial. And then her editor was reading the first draft and went, you know, you don't start the trial before the detective has told anyone who did it. Like, you don't reveal it to the jury.
That's quite good, yeah. Unless you're Phoenix,
right. Yeah, and she was like, mate, I'll be honest, I've got no idea what happens at a trial. He's like, just have the detective tell the people in the house that he's figured it out. Not last day of the trial.
I would go to see more trials if that was how they worked.
Who was on trial?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody.
Yeah. No, I think that's how she had it. It was like, it could still be anyone. And he knows, but he's wasting everyone's time.
I saw photos. There were 12 people in a box.
That's right.
I assumed they were all accused.
Could have been any of them.
They were angry.
Matt, did you watch that?
12 angry men. I've written that down.
Yeah. That's for later. I'm gonna do something with that. Have you seen that parody night again? I don't like Amy Schumer, and I didn't like her in Only Murders in the Building, and I don't like her own stuff. But there is one funny thing that I don't know if she had anything to do with it.
It's the one funny thing she's ever done.
But she's not in it. Yeah, I mean, I'm sick of hearing her talk about getting fingered by that cab driver, but at every interview she does. But
just don't answer the phone when she calls, Dan.
I'm getting fingered. Okay, Amy. Thanks.
Yeah, all right, Amy. Yeah.
She had a special on fucking Comedy Channel or something, and the trailer for it is a parody of 12 Angry Men, but it's 12 quite famous actors in a room trying to discuss if Amy Schumer's fuckable or not. And and their words, not mine. But but it's quite funny because they're like, she'd be up for it. It's like, but she's not hot. No, but she would fuck you, is what I'm saying. Like.
All right. Before we move on to the after party, let's talk about something me and Dan watched together, because we have not watched something in the same room in a very long time.
20 years. Yeah.
So
Luke was over,
and we watched. Evidently there was a South Park episode that had Kathleen Kennedy in it.
Oh, I heard about that.
So it took us a while to work out how to watch it and what it was called and to get it going, but it wasn't. It's not an episode of the latest season. It's a standalone hour-long episode.
They've been doing specials lately.
Okay.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but I don't get what they actually had against Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
I think so. The character, what they were saying is basically Kathleen.
Sum up the plot, Luke.
Kathleen Kennedy is there. What they're trying to make out is Kathleen Kennedy should throw a chick in it, make her gay, and that's how she.
Yeah, that's all she does.
Put
a chick in it, make her gay.
I just can't relate it to. Has she done that?
So the plot, Matt, is Kathleen Kennedy panders to the audience so hard she opens up a portal to the Pandaverse, right? Where every single person on Earth is a woman of color. But it's funnier. The concept is funnier than the episode is. So what happened is Cartman gets sucked into the Pandaverse. So Cartman is suddenly living in a world where everyone but him is a minority female, right? And he's not having it. He is not having it. But also the Kathleen Kennedys get swapped. So the Kathleen Kennedy from that universe gets put in our world and vice versa. So the Cartmans are trying to change it back. The rest of the gang, Stan and Kyle and Kenny, are just taking every opportunity to say having a multiverse is lazy story writing. We're not buying into this.
Yeah. All right.
But as Luke says,
I mean, it sounds like I want to watch this.
They put a lot of this at Kathleen Kennedy's feet, though. And Luke and I discussed it, and very few of actually, we don't like Kathleen Kennedy's films, but very few of them we don't like because they're overly diverse. Like we were talking about even the Ghostbusters that everybody hated. That actually had nothing to do with that. That wasn't even Disney, you know?
Yeah. And she's been doing movies for a long time.
She fucking Empire. Like, she did the Indiana Jones movies.
I was going to say,
there's
photos of her on set with them. Yeah, she's been around for a long time.
She was a great producer.
Yeah, and I don't know why this was so focused on her, unless that was just a producer that people know.
I mean, maybe when did she
unless
take
the
over?
joke was that everyone blames her.
I mean, people
unnecessarily
do say that, so I can see
Yeah.
why they'd make an episode about it. Like, what
Yeah.
why not? I do
Yeah.
agree with you. I feel like that's probably an overblown.
because she's saying to Cartman, she's like, I had 150,000 letters sent to me, all calling me a cunt, and Cartman's like, yeah, I should never have sent those letters. I'm sorry. The B plot is funnier though. There's, every episode always has a B plot. The B plot is that Randy starts getting the shits that nobody knows how to fix anything by hand anymore.
Yeah.
So he keeps trying to get handymen to come out, but the handymen are so in demand because no one can fix anything that they become billionaires and they become the elite. So this is all happening in the background of,
he sits down the kids and goes, look, you don't know how to do anything anymore. The oven door is broken. I'm going to teach you how to fix the oven door. You get your phone and you call a handyman.
Yeah. Yeah, so it turns out by the end, people with university degrees are hanging out in the car park of Home Depot trying to get work.
Sounds like I got to watch this.
You should.
Look, it was funny. The actual point of it seemed. We were just discussing it afterwards, and we were like, I just don't think.
Well, they always do that, though. Remember, there was the one with Indiana Jones, where they literally
raped
Steven Spielberg and George Lucas rape him on a pinball machine, like literally, like in the episode.
Yeah, they bent him over
when
the
Crystal
pinball
Skull
machine.
came out. Yeah, graphically in the episode, like fucking hell. Remember that episode where when Isaac Hayes threatened to sue them because they made fun of Scientology, so they just made Shep a pedophile, and had him killed on the show.
And made a full Scientology episode. Yeah, yeah.
They used clips of his voice from past shows to make him sound like a pedo.
Yeah. But then, even the Scientology, all they did in the Scientology one was just tell the truth.
Tell the truth. Yeah,
but they don't like it when you do that. So.
Yeah, not a bit. It's fine until it's you.
Yeah, that's right.
Worth a watch, but just
all right.
it's not. It probably could have been a half-hour episode. It probably didn't have to be a feature length.
I haven't watched South Park in so long.
Yeah, we were saying the same.
Yeah, it's been a
I can't
very
believe
long
it's still on, to be honest.
We were also talking though about like the
I forget
best
that it
episodes of
exists.
South Park to me. Oh, the Shitty Wok is the Shitty Woke because it's in the Pandaverse.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. The best episodes are the ones that try to set up a message and then go back on it, like undermine it. Like my favorite's the one where everyone protests having the Starbucks because you should be getting your coffee from local people, and then right at the end someone's like, but how's the coffee at the local place? And they're like, oh, it's shit compared to Starbucks. Like, Starbucks is way better and cheaper.
Yeah, the early ones are pretty rough, I think. I don't know if I could go back and
The
watch
very
those
early
now.
ones, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I still love about it is even today.
Oh, you don't want to see Robert Smith fight Mega
I
Portia.
forgot about that, yeah. Mega Portia.
They make
Robert
the
Smith.
episode the week it's airing still. Like
That's
they
true,
still do that. Like that's why it's so current event, because they basically write it, shoot it, make it, and then release it.
Remember Comedy Central did that interview with them? It was like a behind the scenes thing, and it was they're in like the Alps or something in a hot tub, and it was the two of them, and there's just a little Chinese guy in the back, and then the interviewer would go, "Oh, so how do you animate the characters?" And they go, "Oh," and then the little guy would lean forward and like whisper in, and then they go, "Oh, we cut them all out and scan them into the computer," and they, "What's that?" And then funny guys.
My understanding is like the pilot, at least, they did do that.
Yes.
Yeah, well, because they did it as a joke, right? Wasn't it Santa versus Jesus? Was
and it was just for online, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one was cut out, and then it went on and got other people
just
to
do my computer now.
Yeah.
There's a new game coming out, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
Man,
but
I wish
don't
the
know what
first.
it is.
The second game wasn't as good as the first one anyway. The first
one
one was
was-
so good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like an RPG like the first one, or if it's more of a.
I think the second one got too complicated for its own good. The first one was
The
simpler.
first one was amazing.
Yeah, because it was funny.
It was
and the game was
Skyrim,
simple enough that it was just
better
kind of
game.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it wasn't like a super long game either. And it wasn't like you got lost or what am I doing?
That's
here?
what I mean. Yeah, the second one,
world.
there was too much going on. I was like, I don't care about any of this.
Yeah,
the
this
mechanics.
one
I just
comes
want
out
to
soon.
laugh at it.
I don't know if
I think we were also just a bit too old to really put that much time into South Park at that point too. Like we just didn't care enough.
I think it's a type of game I'm not that interested in, and it went too hard in the we're making that kind of game direction.
Yeah.
Whereas the first one was loosely like a JRPG style game.
I think I got 100% in that.
Speaking of 100%, if you want to hear 100% of this week's content, you're going to have to go over to patreon.com/multiplenerdgasm and sign up for the $5 a month tier. It's a limited time offer.
Fuck you, Dan, because you can now go to multiplenerdgasm.com/afterparty.
Oh, hello.
multiplenerdgasm.com/theafterparty. Because normally Dan says that. Now he's to say the Patreon.
Now he goes back.
Yeah. Go to afterparty.com/multiplenerdgasm /Patreon the after party.
Frizilla's $1. Actually, you can join Patreon for free.
Bonus content
now.
You can?
Yeah, if you want to like comment on and join the community, you can do that for free now.
Just get in there.
For $1 a month, you can get the show early and you get some behind the scenes odds and ends. We've got a little behind the scenes thing this week. I mean, it's not big.
Enjoy.
Don't get too excited.
Enjoy, everyone. Yeah.
And then for $5 a month, you get the after party, which is we're going to keep talking for God knows how long.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Not
At
that
least
long.
15
I've got
minutes.
Christmas dinner tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Wrap it up.
So until Dan has to go, we'll talk.
Yeah.
So we'll see you there.
I want to go eat prawns as well.
I'll see you two there anyway.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.